Hello and welcome to another episode of the Simple Marketing Show. My name is Mustafa Hosseini, and my guest today is Zeev Wexler. Welcome, Zev.
Thank you, Mustafa. Pleasure to be here. I'm excited.
Good to have you on the show. And today we're talking about marketing in the age of AI, which is very hot. It is probably the most popular topic around the tech world and business and marketing and the rest of it. Most of us are using AI, and some people are just getting started. Some people haven't implemented it yet, and we're going to talk about how to use AI for marketing and Zev's story and getting to that. Let me do the proper introduction for Zev, and we're going to get into talking about marketing in the age of AI. Zeev Wexler is a leader in AI-driven marketing, sales, and business transformation. As the CEO of Wexler Marketing and Viacry, he helps companies harness AI for growth and competitive advantage. A sought-after speaker, he has delivered keynotes at DigiMarCon Dubai, Financial Narrative New York, and other major industry events. Beyond AI and marketing, Zev is a passionate mentor and thought leader in business culture transformation. He shares insights on AI's impact on sales, finance, and business development through LinkedIn Live and global platforms. Today, he's here to explore how AI is reshaping industries and what businesses must do to stay ahead. Zev, where about are you?
So I am basically up until here in AI. So I've been in marketing, Mustafa, for about 20 years. About, I don't know, 7, 8 years ago, I stumbled upon AI. Okay, I stumbled upon it through machine learning. And when I understood what AI can do, I my mind was blown. And this is something I say a lot. You know, Wayne Gretzky, the great hockey player, says, "Don't be where the puck is, be where the puck is going." When I saw AI, Mustafa, I knew for a fact I know where the puck is going, and I want to be there. So for the past 6, 7 years, I've devoted my life, my work into AI because I believe it is the greatest technological uh, advantage of our lives, if that makes sense.
Oh my god! And we're going to dive into it. I am blown away beyond what I can describe on what AI is capable of, and what it can do, and how it can help. And we're going to dive into it. Um, so, what do you do today, and who do you serve?
Great question. So I wear two hats. One hat I've worn for the past 20 years, which is my digital marketing hat. So I've been helping companies get their message out, get leads, grow their businesses, something I'm very, very passionate on. In the past 6, 7 years, all of that became through the prism of AI. Now, I want to share something with the audience. Guys, if you don't know how to do something, AI is not going to help you. I'm going to say that again. If you don't know how to do something, putting AI on it is the last thing you need to do. But if you really know how to do something, if you've done something successfully for 10 years prior to AI, now AI can be an amazing multiplier of your actions. But AI only works on things you truly and thoroughly understand. Does that make sense?
Yeah, yeah. So you're saying if you cannot learn something through AI?
You can learn something through AI. You can have the AI as a teacher. But if you're bringing in AI into your company, okay, the AI needs to do things you know how to do better.
Okay,
Okay. So if you have never ever sold to digital marketing agencies, you're not going to bring in an AI to do that. If you've never done it, you don't know A, B, C, D, or E. But if you've done something, let's say I'm an expert in selling marketing to financial companies. Okay, I've done that my entire career. I'm the best guy to help financial companies market. So now I can build an AI that will make me 10 times better because I already know A, B,
okay,
C, all the way through Z. AI now is a huge advantage, but if I did not know A through Z, putting an AI on it will not be the right solution.
got it. So you're saying you should already have a process and bring AI to handle parts of it or all of it, or
Exactly.
okay,
That's
okay,
exactly what I'm saying.
that makes
So
sense.
AI can make you a 10x in something you know well, but if you don't know it well, it will show more problems than advancements.
Beauty. That makes sense. That makes sense. So, um, what are some of the problems that you solve for your clients, and how do you solve them now?
So, AI, right now, with AI, we can do literally 10 times more things than we could prior. I don't know, Mustafa, what I used to do 2 years ago. I truly don't know because AI basically rules, not rules, but has a point in everything that we do. So basically, now we have the ability to whatever is repeatable, whatever is duplicatable, we can give to an AI. In today's world, you have a company, you have employees, I have a company, I have employees, but anybody now has employees with AI. Not only employees, have very smart, capable employees that don't charge a lot of money. So every one of us has a team now, a team of AI. Now it's our job to educate that team of AI and give it the right information so it can actually make us bigger and not take us to jail, if you know what I mean.
Interesting. Interesting. Could you give us some of the like specific problems that you guys solve for your clients? Like, what do they come to you with? Like, Zev, I have this issue. What are some of the examples?
Great. So I'm very well known for my marketing, and we won awards and we served some of the biggest companies in the world. So a lot of guys come to me with like, "Hey Zev, we need to do better with our digital marketing." So we've built a tool to help companies do research, writing, videos, SEO, all in one tool that represents the company. Now, why aren't there more tools like that? Because most people that build tools, Mustafa, know how to build tools and don't know marketing. So they can build you a tool, but that tool doesn't do what marketing needs to do. Does
Hmm.
that make sense? So there is a in the market a big blind spot. There's a lot of people that create AI that know AI, but they don't know the process. So the magic comes when you actually imply AI in a process that you intimately know, give the AI the parts that the AI can do better than you, and give yourself more time to do more closing, more revenue, if that makes sense.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. What's the name of your tool again?
So we have a bunch of tools. The tool I was just talking about is Wex Content Pro. So we build a tool that takes what we do for companies, Mustafa, how we do research. Now the tool does the research. How we do the writing, the tool does the writing. How we do the video production, the tool now does the video production. How we check it for SEO and make it a featured snippet, now the tool does the same. So because we
Okay,
know how to do it, we educated an AI tool to do it 100 times faster.
fantastic, fantastic. Um, so are you mainly focused? Is this like a SaaS kind of model that you guys are focusing on, or is this a done for you, or both?
So it's both. So I'll digress a little bit. We have three levels, Mustafa, of AI use. Okay. Everybody falls in through one of those three levels. Level one is anybody that uses this thing. Okay. Whether you know it or not, everybody uses AI on their phone. Okay. Statistically, everybody. Okay. This is a huge problem. This can ruin your IP. This can bring into data sources things that shouldn't be in there. This can have so much damage, but every company needs to know everybody does it. Everybody. Level two, Mustafa, is when you customize AI tool for a company. So the AI tool actually intimately know the company. They know what they're doing, who they're doing it for. They're working from the knowledge base of the company. Okay, that's level two. Level three, and that's where we bring our clients to, is like the holy grail. It's a secured knowledge base that the AI works on inside your tech stack, which actually raises your valuation and has a feedback loop that keeps on getting better and better and better. AI is not like bringing a software into your company, it's like bringing an entity into your company. Okay, you need to train it, you need to test it, and you need to build it inside your infrastructure. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So that's basically what we do for company. We move them from level one to level three. Okay, from the point that everybody's using all kinds of weird AIs, hallucinations, lots of risk, to where actually AI is making your valuation double and you save 50% of the time on most of the stuff you used to do, and you create more revenue.
My goodness. I just heard like Amazon is laying off 14,000 people.
Yeah.
Look, a lot of coding is getting like I know what I've seen with my own eyes. The speed of coding and writing software has at least gone up by 1,000 times. Like
Easily.
what we used to develop, I'm guessing software, what took us 7-8 months to develop, we literally did it in a week with AI, and we didn't write a line of code, and everything is working. And I was like, wow.
But this is something that is interesting. I never let anything below an expert of coding do that with an AI. Why? Because the expert can figure out issues, can see, oh, there's something
Yeah.
there. If you are not to that level and then you let an AI do all the code for you, you will bite yourself in the butt.
Oh,
So
yeah.
you need to have some QC, but yes, AI codes better than people. Faster for sure. But
My
AI does
goodness.
everything faster than us.
My goodness. I'm thinking the speed of software creation, like we're gonna see in the next, I'm thinking 2 to 5 years, we're gonna see a ton of software popping up.
Let me say something about this, because people know about LLMs, but they have no clue about CNNs. Mustafa, have you ever heard about CNNs?
Is that the news network?
No. It's CNN stands for Convolutional Neural Network.
Uh-huh.
People think that LLM, large language models, is AI. That is so not the case. It's not even funny. And give me an example of a large language model.
GPT?
GPT. What does GPT base itself on?
I don't know the technical.
Internet 8 months ago.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? So the internet as a base of data is about 81% wrong. If you look at the internet as a whole, most of the things on the internet are not correct. Right?
Okay. Yeah.
So now you have a database that is 80% wrong, and you're basing all your answer on a database that is 80% wrong, and then you add hallucination onto it. Have you ever heard of AI hallucinations, Mustafa?
Is that what AI makes things up just on the go?
That is my favorite part of AI. I'll tell you why, because that is the real intelligence part. So if
Right.
you ask an AI a question and it cannot find the exact answer, it
It
will
will
do
make
what a
things up.
child. Yes, it will make things that sometimes it will be brilliant, sometimes it will be completely out of left field. But
Yeah.
that's what every AI does. So go ahead.
Oh, I have a lot of first-hand experience with that. Like when we were writing this code, and we were just like, "Well, let's just try this out and see if it works out." We were testing. We would ask AI to like write a code with this specific feature, and it would just go through, develop a bunch of things on its own. And then we had to put a rule in there saying, only do what I'm asking you to do. Don't get creative with me because I don't want that. Because in some cases it would mess up the code, and there's just things in there that we didn't want.
It
But
can
it's
ruin the
interesting
whole
now. What we
project.
do, we're like, give me ideas on what is possible and what you could do, and then I will pick and choose on what you want, what I want you to do. Then it becomes better.
Love
But that
it.
hallucination thing was happening quite a bit.
So love it. So LLMs are great. Like throw some ideas, what works, what doesn't work. That's great with LLM. Just to kind of consult a little bit. CNN's convolutional neural network work on a sliver. Not everything in the world, but just a sliver. They work like a brain and they're able to see. Okay? So they're able to see your documents. They're able to see the print. So they're able to do so much more and find mistakes quicker. I'll take it a step further. Mark my words, in 5 years' time, there will be not one physician in this country doing a physical without an AI. Why?
I can believe I probably already happening
It's already happening, but
quite a bit.
nobody's going to be able to do that because AI right now, I've tested myself on an AI that just by looking at me can tell me what my blood pressure, sugars, biological age, all kinds of things just
No
by
way.
looking at you.
Is that an app?
No, it's something I saw in CES when I was visiting there. Something really cool. You go on and it basically shows you everything. Like
Just
you're
scanning your body.
scanning your body from like basically like a camera what we're using for Zoom right now.
Oh,
Okay?
okay.
So now every physician is going to have this visual AI, this CNN that can look and immediately give him what's going on. Every
Hmm.
position. There is not going to be any more paying driving jobs in 5 years because CNNs drive better than us, and they do less accidents, and they don't need to sleep, and they don't fall asleep on the wheel. And I'm sorry for all the drivers out there, but that's where it's going. Um,
100%.
Fast food. There will be no more teenagers running fast food. It was all going to be done by AI, which is already happening. So there's going to be so
What
many.
do you mean by that?
If there is a guy, teenagers
Like
that
with
work with
teenagers?
fast
Yeah.
food, okay, what did McDonald's do? They wrote a system that anybody can do. Okay, it's an exact system that you need to follow every step, every way. AI can do that better. So AI can cook the burgers better. AI can take the orders better. Okay, there is no use for a human critical thought in a fast food.
Oh, so the order taking system is going to be AI taking orders,
That has been there
cooking,
already. But
prepping,
everything, cooking,
delivering.
serving, the whole shebang, and
Holy
they're gonna
moly!
make basically the thing so much cheaper because they won't need to pay people to be there, or there's gonna be one person just for fun in those places. But everything is gonna go. If you don't need critical thinking, AI can take over it. And
Yeah,
people are afraid that AI is gonna take their job, and they're half right, half wrong. AI is not gonna take anybody's job, but a person with AI will take your job. Okay, a person that learned the use of AI in your profession will take your job. It's not the AI, it's the person that learns how to use it.
that's right. My
I know
goodness.
that we've increased our capacity of clients 30-40% from AI, and we took it from somebody else, right? Somebody else used to have these clients. So, you know, when you grow your abilities, if somebody else doesn't, you're going to take their lunch.
Interesting. Speaking of clients, give us an example of a client you work with. What was the challenge and how did you help them?
So basically, we work with mid to big size companies. So one of our clients were a company as big as, let's say, a SAP and a Stu. With these types of clients, it is so hard to get the buy-in from every department. Okay, so you get to know someone, but that department doesn't talk to this department. Sales that don't talk to marketing. Like with these really
They're all
big, big,
disconnected.
big. So that was my biggest challenge. I believe sales and marketing is one thing.
Hmm.
Marketing works for sales, sales work for marketing. That's how you generate business. When we brought in AI into the fold, now finally sales and AI can work together. They don't work against each other anymore. We made it to working together, and their bonuses now also come together. So there are ways now to bring all these departments together, and instead of fighting one another, just grow the results, grow the revenue.
Fantastic. Um,
Another
you know,
challenge, if I would, is AI needs to start from the top.
from
The top.
what do you mean by that?
I mean, if the leaders of a company don't adopt AI, there's zero chance that the company will adopt
The company will
it.
survive?
No, adapt to AI. I think, and
Oh,
will survive is definitely gonna. It's not gonna help them, but leaderships need to understand AI. C-suite level need to understand AI. Everything trickles down. When you as a C-suite leader understand the power of AI, it's so easy to trickle down. But if you don't, it's not going to work. So the
yeah.
big thing to do is to educate leaders about AI and help them with something. Help them with something
So,
to understand.
so for the leaders and people that don't know jack about technology, what do you suggest they do? To how do they go about implementing AI in their company because they're just like they're old as dinosaurs or their thinking is old and they're just I guess not quite ready.
So this is the beauty about AI. You don't need to be a technologist for AI. You can speak to an AI in English or any other language out there. So AI's barrier to technology is non-existent if you just want to start. So what I do for almost any C-suite that I come in, I do a workshop for them. I do a keynote for them. Okay. We sit down and I break it down for them and I give them some use cases they can start right now. When a C suite person understands that this simple thing can save them 2 hours a day, Each hour is 10 grand. Now you're saved 2 grand and 20 grand a day. Okay, now you understand. Now it can trickle down. So instead of having AI come from the bottom up, AI needs to come from the top down. Okay, you need to
Okay.
convince leadership. You need to let leadership use it and then trickle down. Their people already are using it, but in order to get the real company to use it in the best way, it needs to come from leadership down. The CEO actually needs to use some AI. The C-suite actually needs to use something. Sometimes we build them a rag, like a leadership rag, a place that knows everything about their company, every rule that they can just, do some thought experiments with. But you
100%.
have to start, and leaders need to understand the power of it.
Um, Tell us about some of the use cases of using AI for marketing, and how were you guys, what's working, or maybe where you are seeing good results, where people or your clients or yourself, you're using AI specifically for marketing.
Let's see, let me start with a fail. 80% of people, pardon my French, suck at using AI for marketing. Okay, to the point that I can recognize it from a mile away. Okay, so I'm gonna educate people here, whether maybe some of you know it. AI has about 1,500 markers. Mustafa, do you know what AI markers are?
No.
So these are things that LLMs do. That makes no sense. Okay, certain phrases, certain spacing, certain uses of certain things that we humans never use when we write stuff. So most people, immediately when they send me something, I know not only that it was written by AI, I usually know which tool wrote it. Okay, I also know that they themselves didn't even read it through, because if they did, they would fix it. Okay, because it does not look like a human wrote it. So the biggest pet peeve I have, and I'm sure you get a million of these a day, is when you have the big line between words. Do you know what I mean? Like it's almost like two. I can show you an example, but it's like a double line between words.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. It's not a dash. It's a double line in between.
It's a double line in between.
And it is not on the keyword. You can't find it.
You can't find it. I've never
That's
seen
right.
a human do it. And
Yeah.
especially ChatGPT, Jesus Christ, ChatGPT does it every single time. So every time it brings those things. The moment I see that stuff, I stop reading. I know you didn't write it. I know it's not for me. And I know you didn't even read it to kind of fix it so it fits. You know what I mean? And that's 80% of the stuff out there. So that's one of my pet peeves, but I hope this email finds you well. If any of the people listening to us right now will ever send me an email with, I hope this email finds you well, I can guarantee it will not find me. Okay? Because the moment I see that, my AI already throws it out. Because I know you didn't write it. Okay? That's just not, it's just some generic ChatGPT nonsense. So we found 1,500 of these markers, and we bring them into our systems to make sure none of them show up in what we write. We also, through the mechanism of what we do, we check for AI, and then we humanize it, so there's no way to figure out that this is AI. This is something that 80% of the market doesn't do. They take the first thing out, and it makes you look bad. Ladies and gentlemen, stop doing it. Okay? The fact that AI can create things fast doesn't mean that you need to use the first thing that comes out of it. Okay? Now, what do we use it? We've been writing content and doing research, Mustafa, for many years. We won awards for this. So we wrote a process for everything that we do. So if I want to do a certain research program, I have two researchers. They know the process. They know all the stuff. I need to fill out a instruction page, and then they go run. We educated an AI to do exactly the same. So we took agents of AI. We took two agents for research. Now, those agents research exactly like our guys research, just in 1% of the time, right? Then we took writers, and we basically built AI agents, but we didn't try to make one AI write everything like ChatGPT, which never works, ladies and gentlemen. We built basically a social post writer. We built a blog writer. We build a newsletter writer. And each of those agents work by the award-winning rules of how to write this, with examples, with tone of voices, with exactly what works. Now, so we did a research agent, 2 of them, then we did 10 writing agents. So you can choose the writing agent that you want based on what you want to achieve. And then we build a video agent that now you can take the research and the writing, and you can make a video for social, for your website, for whatever you want, right there on the tool. And everything that we write is ranking on page 1 of Google, because SEO is what we do. So we trained an AI to be an expert in SEO. So the moment we write something, it's basically built to rank. Does that make sense?
Yeah, yeah.
Our social
So,
media video. Sorry, go ahead.
so are you guys then training Chat GPT to do stuff for you, or do you have your own AI? How do you go about that?
ChatGPT is awesome, and I love it, and it's great. But ChatGPT is the tool that I probably use the least. Why? First of all, everything you put on ChatGPT, ladies and gentlemen, I can find out you put it on ChatGPT. So if you ever go on ChatGPT and put something and then take the result, I immediately know you took it from ChatGPT. Immediately. Okay? The other thing that ChatGPT does, ChatGPT relies on the internet. About 8 months ago, there has not been an update on ChatGPT in a while. Sounds crazy, but there hasn't been. So you're not using the right data. So we developed a tool that looks at in the internet in live time. Okay, we developed a tool that basically goes to the Google Trends. We developed an agent, and ChatGPT is not an agent; it's just a chatbot. We've developed agents that actually go online and do those tasks, and they're not part of ChatGPT, if that makes sense.
Got it. So now I'm guessing there are a few players in the AI world and in the marketing world. What would you say is making your company different compared to the rest of the pack?
Great question. There is a discrepancy in AI. There is really great guys that know how to build AI, but that's about all they know. Okay, they're young guys. They got into AI early. I have a couple of those, on my team. They're amazing. They know AI, they understand AI, but they've never sold anything in their lives. They've never marketed anything in their lives. So a lot of the tools out there are great tools. They don't know how to achieve because they've never achieved it. We took it from a different place. We know how to achieve it. We've achieved it over and over and over again for 20 years for all our clients. So basically, now we took what we know and we put it onto AI. So now that's the difference. That's stuff that we know works in the real world. Now we just use the AI to save time, money, effort, and make it better, instead of just having an AI automate a process that never worked to begin with.
Interesting. Do you have any? Yeah, tell us a little bit more about what your tool does, and feel free to share your screen in if you want to
Let me share my
give
screen.
us a short demo.
Let me share my screen here. All right. Can you guys see my screen?
Yeah, go for it. Let me see how I can make this better.
Um,
Bingo.
all right.
How
So
is this?
basically, this is the tool. Let me make sure that it's viewed nicely. So this is the tool. What this tool does, it mimics what we do as an agency, if that makes sense. So step one, the AI need to intimately know who you are. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
So step one is you
If
need,
this is better.
who are you?
No.
What are your goals and focuses? Show me a blog content you've made. Show me a post of social that you made. Upload your logo and every single assets you've done there. Give me all of your brand, guides. Then this is cool. We can either create an avatar for you. So Mustafa, we can create a Mustafa that the world will not know that it's not you. We can create one, or we have over 500 models for every age, every race, every target market, whatever you can think of, we've designed an avatar for. And then you create the persona. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Next step is research. Okay, so these are research agents. Now, I've done this for a long time, Mustafa, and this is funny because most of the people that look for things actually think their clients look for things that the clients don't look. Does that make any sense?
Yeah.
So let's put AI for marketing. So right now, I've designed a tool that took 16 hours of what my researchers do, and will put it together for us in literally 2 minutes. It will take all of the ranking content, what people are looking for, what people are searching for, and we'll put it to us together really quickly, so we have a great way to start our research project. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Now, this just appeared. This used to take me
A day.
literally 3 days.
Yeah.
Okay, so now we know the keywords that are actually ranking. We know the related questions, related answers. We know the related searches. Okay, for what these people are found, and now we got a great way to understand what is ranking. Now, from these searches, is there anything that makes more sense to you? Let's say benefits of AI in marketing. Okay,
Uh-huh.
now I can take this and I can take it to my next agent. Have you ever wrote a white paper, Mustafa?
Maybe.
White papers are something a lot of our clients demand of us to do. They are really hard to write. They're really annoying. We charge a lot of money to do them, and we create them, and it takes about a week. This agent, we trained him to write white papers, which are scientific papers with citations. We trained it to write it, instead of having it a week, 2-3 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, with this research that you see here and the white paper that will be generated shortly, now you have all the research you need in order to create more. Now, we'll wait a couple of seconds for this to be ready, but the next stage is to write it. Here's the white paper. Can you guys see my screen?
Mm-hmm.
So this is basically taking everything that's ranking, everything that's working online, and giving you a great kind of white paper understanding, all of it with conclusions and citations.
Uh-huh.
Okay?
Yeah.
So now that we know this, now we can start writing content. So let's say we want to write content on the impact of AI in marketing. Now we're going to go to our writers. Can you guys see my screen?
Yes.
This is an agent that only write award-winning blog posts that rank on the first page of Google, and I'll tell you why in a sec. This only writes social posts. This only writes newsletters. This only writes service pages, and this only writes landing pages. We have 5 other agents, but this is right now the demo that we offer people to try it on. But let's kind of dive into it. So the first part is we got to choose a persona. So Mustafa, we didn't build a persona for you, so we'll use mine. Okay.
Okay.
Now we want to figure out what we want to write about. So we want to write about the transformative impact of AI in marketing, correct? Here, magic is going to start happening. So we have our writers, and we won almost every award you can think of. Our writers are really good because we processed it amazingly. So now our AI is going to take literally 3 days of work, and it's going to put in front of us all of the things that rank on this,
Yeah.
all of the additional things that people want to know, and the top websites and their SEO headers of why they rank. Does that make sense?
Very nice.
So
Very nice. Where can people see your tool and learn more about it or get a trial? Do you guys offer like a trial where people could see what it's like?
we offer a free trial for anybody. We have 3 different models. This is the subscription model, which is the lowest model. We have a model where we built it in to companies, and then we have a white label model. But basically, this, you can get a free trial. You go to wexlermarketing.com and you click on Wex Content Pro, or you go to wexcontentpro.ai and you get a free demo of this tool. Now, as we're waiting for the tool to basically do its job, this is not even the beginning. After this is writing an award-winning blog for you, you can actually in here, in this particular instant, you can actually make a video out of it. So you can take the message that you just put together, and on this tool, within a few minutes, you can build a full video, whether it's an avatar video, whether it's an animation video, or any other type of video that you would like to create. And of course, we got an error. Now, as we got an error on this, I'll show you. I'll show you an example here. So this is the future of AI agents, expectations, realities, and evolution. So this tool basically took everything that was ranking and wrote a blog post here that basically will rank on first place of Google. It will give everything that Google wanted on it. And in addition, it will have every frequently asked question that Google wants to answer. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So it will put together all of this for you. Now, is this ready to use right away? No. Okay. Everything that we do, we should put some human eyes on to check before we release it to the public. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So this will create something that is 95% accurate in order for you to get the best content out there and rank on page one. The next step after this is if you want to take this particular research, you can basically go and create a video with it. All you got to do is choose the avatar. Usually you have an avatar, you choose the topic, the focus, the target audience, and this will create that video for you, basically telling what you shared in the blog on video. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
And it will create the video. I'll show you an example.
Imagine stumbling upon a secret pathway that accelerates your company's future.
This is what we call an avatar video. So this is a fake avatar, but we can also create the avatar for you, which nobody will ever know that that's basically your. Does that make sense? Nobody will ever know that this is not you. So basically, we now create these videos in any way that you want. We can create your own avatar. You can have an avatar for the brand, or we can create an animation video. Does that
Got it.
And in the
Beautiful.
end,
This is
SEO audit everything you did to make sure that all of this ranks on the first page of Google.
got it. Beautiful. Beautiful framework. I think you guys. How long did it take you guys to develop all that?
About 8 months.
Fantastic. And so, what would you say are some of the milestones you guys have achieved with your solution there?
So we took everything that we used to, get paid a lot and win awards, and we educated the AI. So this AI is a researcher, a writer, an SEO expert, and basically on the back end of this, there is an equivalent of 1,200 ChatGPT searches or prompts. Okay, it goes through so much on the back end. So all the process that took us a week happens in minutes, but everything is happening. So there were 3 SEO experts that sat on this for 3 months to make sure that what comes out is SEO ranking. Then there was writers that sat on it. Then there were actually brand people that sat on it, strategy people. So this all was built by people that used to do this without AI to amazing results. So there's more SEO on the back end of it than there is into most blogs that people write. Because it's so processed.
Raymond is asking, do you have integrations with different frameworks like WordPress? Since you mentioned SEO and rank number on Google, does it automatically optimize?
It automatically optimizes, but right now we don't have an integration with WordPress. What it does, it gives you the blog that we know will rank. You just need to go and put it into your process. Now, for companies that we build this in, we build whatever process they want very easily to do. But from the demo, from the level 1, what you saw right now, which is the subscription, you basically get the blog and you need to go and do with it what you will, but the blog will rank. Raymond, sorry, I didn't see the question, but that's basically what it is. It's optimized, but not to publish on WordPress.
Got it. So if someone wants to optimize their WordPress blog, an existing blog, can they copy paste it over and have your system analyze and give them feedback?
100%. It's just not going to post it automatically for them.
Yeah. You have to grab it and put it back, I guess.
You just have to copy paste it back into your blog.
Zeev, what would you say are some of the challenges you guys faced while reaching those milestones and maybe putting all the AI tools together?
It's leadership. Leadership in a lot of companies is older. Okay, They're not excited to jump on every new technology. And in a funny way, this reminds me of the launch of social media. So I'm a marketer for 20 years. I remember when social media came out, and I remember the pushback that was on social media. We're not going to post. We're not going to do. Is there any company without social media today?
Not
No.
very many.
Okay. So same with AI. I see like a pushback, and I see the leaders are almost afraid to lose their jobs. On the one hand, the board of directors pushing them, hey, what about AI? On the other hand, they don't know, and they're afraid that they're gonna basically step on a landmine. So there's a blockage there. You know, the neck of the bottleneck is right there, is because they're just a little bit scared that this is going to be something that's going to get them into trouble. Yet the people with the money are pushing them to do more with AI. So the biggest challenge is with leadership. Younger people get this. They're all on ChatGPT. Okay, all of them. If you look at how quickly ChatGPT AI grew, it's the fastest growing technology ever in our history. It's, we have, do you know anybody without a smartphone these days?
No.
No. Do you know anybody without the internet these days?
Very few people.
AI is that times 10. Okay. There is a rule called the Metcalfe law of growing networks. Is a mathematical rule that measures how networks grow. Okay. AI is by far the fastest technology we've ever adapted. And it is growing so much faster, probably about 40 times faster than the internet and about 10 times faster than smartphones. So
Interesting.
I look at the past. Sorry, go ahead.
No. I was just gonna say, yeah, it's growing. I think OpenAI was the fastest company to get 1 million users. Was it like a few hours?
It was a few days to 1 million users, I think, something like that.
It was crazy.
I was
It
one
was
of the first ones, but now there are even faster ones. I think Meta just came out with their thing. They have 1 billion users, man.
Meta has 1 billion users.
Meta's AI has 1 billion users.
What?
Yeah, they just came out with something that I saw.
Yeah. So right now, I think there's like AI tools popping out right, left, and center, as there's a massive competition between companies and countries, and everybody is racing on AI now. They don't want to fall behind.
Did you hear about the Chinese AI?
DeepSeek?
Mm-hmm. Do you know the story behind that one?
No. Which story are you talking about?
So DeepSeek came out and the market crashed, right? Do you know why?
Because it was massive competition for OpenAI.
Because they did it with no money.
Yeah, they did it in no time with no money.
So
like $5 million.
6, I think, but nothing.
Something like that.
So basically, there's 3 parts to AI that people don't really understand. Part number 1 is compute. Okay, the computer power. That's where the NVIDIA chips are, so powerful. So compute is like 33% and probably the most expensive part. Okay, then the next 33% is data and data accuracy. Okay, so on these two, which is 66% of AI, DeepSeek had nothing, literally nothing. Okay, the third bucket is what we call algorithmic prompting.
Mm-hmm.
DeepSeek got so much better in algorithmic prompting than the American giants that for a fraction of the price, without the compute and without the data, built a tool that is either comparable or better because they did so much work on the algorithmic prompting. And because of that, the market crashed. But that shows so well how important prompting is in AI. And most of the people I see are horrible prompters. If you want a skill to learn to get better, is prompting AI. Okay, you gotta give AI context. So a lot of people ask me, I'm really good at prompting AI. Why? Because I don't look at it as prompting AI. Mustafa, you're really smart, right?
I hope so.
I believe so. If I had a problem and I needed to consult you on that problem, what would I do?
I'm going to need context as to what the problem is.
Exactly. So think about AI as one of your smartest friends and give the AI context.
Yes.
Tell them the backstory. Tell them what you're
Yeah.
trying to achieve. Tell them
Oh yeah.
who the audience is, and talk to an AI like you would talk to your most brilliant friend. Okay, if you do that, you'll be able to really, really prompt AI. And another tip: ask AI after you give it everything. Ask me at least 10 questions so you can give me a better result. Now, you need to then take your time and answer those questions. But with AI, is whatever you bring in, that's what comes out, like in anything in life. So if you
Yeah.
are quick, you're going to get crap out, or like some of our team call it, shiny crap. Okay, but if you give your heart to it, you'll get the heart back.
So I think so a little bit of background. Since COVID started, our patients have gone down to like next to nothing, pretty much. Now they're saying less than goldfish. And since AI came out with that level of patience, I think people want things instantly, looking for the instant gratification. That's why I'm guessing that they're not putting enough time. They don't even put like 30 seconds to AI to tell it, here is what I want, here's the context. They just want AI to just know everything about everything instantly. And that's what, and then sorry, then it's not quite working the way it's supposed to. And then they go back, we're like, oh, this is not working. And give me a stupid answer. Like, bro, give it 30 seconds, please.
Absolutely. Like if you're not giving it the data, it will never give you anything good
Yeah.
back.
Yeah.
It's all a derivative of what you put in there. And funny enough, if you would have choose one persona that is the best AI prompter, like give me a persona that you think is the best AI prompter.
What do you mean?
That persona, like a 25-year-old guy with coding, with that learned coding, for instance, like a market persona.
I'm not quite sure. Why don't you give me what
Sure.
you mean?
So most people that I ask them, who do you think is great with AI? They tell me, oh, coders, students, young people. And that is so not the case. So we've done a lot of trials and a lot of research. The best AI users are females 40 with 15 or more years of experience. Okay. So the
Interesting.
one person that uses AI the best is a female that is around 40 years old with 15 years of experience or more. Why? Females speak on average 21,000 words a day. Men speak 7.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? We as men, especially if we write down, we try to shorten everything. We try
Yes.
to be the most stingy. Go. Women tend to give
They
us a little bit
explain.
of a broad story, some
Yes.
context. And so a woman that does that, but also has the 15 years of experience to figure out whether this is good or not. Because shiny crap comes out of AI all the time. That's kind of 80% of what comes out of AI is shiny crap. So now, very easily, you can figure out, no, that's not really what I want. Let me correct you a little bit. So the
Yep.
best user of AI is a woman with experience, which
Yes.
is people don't realize. If you're a woman with experience, AI is where you need to dive right in.
100%. So I always say, people, if you want to be able to use AI well, you got to be able to articulate well. If you cannot articulate what you mean and what you want, and AI does not understand clearly exactly what you're looking for, you're going to have a hard time with AI. You're going to have to prompt like 300 times to get something very simple out of it. So I'm with you on that. Like, you got to be able to explain it well, so there's no gray areas or dark areas. On by dark, I mean unknown areas as what you want. So
100%. And you need to
you're
take your time. And no matter what good prompter you are, never take the first thing, ever. Okay? It's
never
just
take the first.
the first, whatever comes out the first, even if you took half an hour for your prompt, don't take the first response of an AI. It's never the best one. And can I give another tip of prompting?
Yeah.
Use different AIs. For instance, if you guys out
Yes.
there, everybody knows ChatGPT. I love Claude by Anthropic.
Claude is good.
Amazing. I think it's a much better writer. But I battle between them. So if I do something on ChatGPT, I will basically take it to Claude and say, hey, this is what ChatGPT gave me with this. Okay. Analyze and improve this. So I pit them against each other because they think differently. Then you can take Gemini and
Yeah.
pit that against there. So
Yeah.
take or you want help with prompting, tell your AI, whichever one, act as a prompt engineer. I'm going to explain to you the prompt, you build it for me. So now
Yes.
the AI is building the prompt for you. So use
100%.
the AI as much as you can. Use different AIs because they give different perspectives,
Yes.
and never take the first thing.
100%. So I always say, if you have a problem with health, consult 3 doctors. Whatever problem you have, don't just go to one doctor, put all your eggs in one basket. Same thing with AI. Like I have DeepSeek, GPT, Gemini, Cloud, all of them handy. Like just exactly like you said. I would ask the same question from 2 different sources and would see what they say, and then I'll go with the one that I like.
So do another one. Take the answer that you can from ChatGPT, copy
Give it to the
paste
other
it,
guy. That's a
give it
new one. I
Claude.
never done
Tell
that.
Claude, this is what ChatGPT gave me. Can you analyze and improve this?
Okay.
So not just like see who does better, but tell them to improve each other. It works wonders. It truly does.
Wow. That's a good technique. I like it. All right. Do you read a lot of books?
A lot.
Give me 2 of your favorite books of all time.
Wow. Think and Grow Rich is a
Mm-hmm.
book. Okay, it's a old classic, and it's something I read over and over again that always gives me another thing to kind of move on. Another old book, a book that I built my company about, 7 Habits of Highly Effective People.
Yes.
Oldie but goodie. Stephen Covey is the author. Napoleon Hill is the author of the other one. But it's 7 rules to guide your life, your business, and they're brilliant. I lead my companies. I lead my life. The first one is being proactive. If you want anything to happen, you got to be proactive. The second one is, visualize the end. If you don't know what the end is, you'll never get there. And of course, they go on and on. But if anybody would read these 2 books, I guarantee they will become smarter.
Yes, those are great books. I actually remember reading 7 Habits of Highly Effective Families with my wife together, and that was a great exercise we did together. This is years ago, and that was a good bonding exercise as well. Zev, what is one advice that made a big impact on your life or business?
It's always darkest before the sun comes out. You and I even had a
Love it.
conversation about this. So before, everything in life is cycles. Everything. Okay. Try to find something in life that is not a cycle. Everything is life in cycle. What happens in cycles is before the sun comes out is the darkest period.
Yes.
So just understand, if it's really dark, it doesn't mean you're buried. It just might mean the sun is about to come out. And some of my biggest business wins came after the most stressing,
Difficult time.
sometimes I was struggling and doing payroll, and then the next day I got 80 million. You know what I mean? Like it's insane, like how things can happen. And just understand that I'll take it another way. Every stage you finish, you have a boss, right? You have games. Every stage that you finish in a game, you have a boss. Usually that boss is about the same strength as you because you need to be tested. So just understand that after those tests comes the next stage, but you gotta pass those tests, those dark times, or those people that are the challenge that is your strength. So that's the only
That's
way
right.
I know how to grow.
Yeah, I'll be honest with you. I had a really what I would call, to your point, a dark day yesterday, and it was I was stressed out to the max yesterday, like beyond what I've experienced for a long time. And today I feel that sun coming up. you know, I see the sun in the horizon. So I love that analogy of before the sun comes up, it gets darkest. Very
It
interesting.
does. Sorry, go ahead.
This has been Zev. This has been a great conversation. Where can people that are watching or listening reach out to you and learn more about your tools, products, and services?
I live on LinkedIn, literally. So if anybody wants to find me, there's not too many Zev Wexlers on LinkedIn. You'll be able to find me really easily. I also post a lot on LinkedIn to share. I'm a teacher and I'm on a mission to share AI with the world. So LinkedIn is number 1. And then 3 websites you can find me on: WexlerMarketing.com, that's our agency; Viacry.com, that is our AI development firm. And if you want to see what I'm doing as a speaker and as an AI pioneer, ZeevWexler.com is the best way to find that.
Beautiful. Zev, thank you very much. This was great. I learned a few things, and I'm sure the people that are watching or listening have learned quite a bit about AI and what you're up to. Gang, if you want to reach out to Zev, his first name is Zeev as in Victor. Wexler is Wexler. ZevWexler.com. Viacry.com. And then WexlerMarketing.com is the third website.
Correct.
Thank you very much. You've been watching and listening another episode of the Simple Marketing Podcast. Yours truly, Mustafa Hosseini, with my guest, Zev Wexler. Hope you guys have a great day, and we will see you on our next episode. Bye now.